Well, congratulations, boys and girls. You're still alive. We've made it till the end of the week. A very good morning to you, boys and girls. It's Friday, the 22nd of May, 2020. Welcome along to our little talk show this morning. See, early people are here again, my darlings. Always here on time. Paul and Lou, I can't believe what time you get up in the morning. Last few days. What's happened? Does someone keep we in the bed? Is that what's going on there, Paul and Lou? Good morning to you. Diane Jebb, morning. Fran Green in the house. There's Ash Thomas Films. Good morning, Ash. Welcome. Oh, I spotted your little note the other day. The show isn't actually scheduled for a time. It starts somewhere generally between 9 and 10 in the morning, Monday to Saturday. Okay? And then there's Sunday. The Sunday night one is scheduled, 8 o'clock Sunday night. And the Tuesday night one is scheduled, 8 o'clock Tuesday night. But the morning ones happen somewhere between 9 and 10 o'clock, Ash, just to let you know there. All right? Morning, Colin Kay. John Aitken in the house. There's Shania. Good morning, Shania. Oh, Shania. She's so happy, aren't you, my darling? Morning, Shania. Peter Palliwoda is here. Feel me, all you technos. Thank you. And Michael Pullman in the house as well. Peter, I forgot to put your picture on there. Oh, let me see if I had it there. Did I even put it into the system? I didn't. No. Sorry, Peter. I forgot to put your picture in there. Oh, dear. Yeah, that's because it's now an old email and has dropped down the list. Sorry about that, old boy. All right. Very good morning to you then. Seeing as Shania is here, I'm very, very pleased to announce, boys and girls, that I have already posted the clock. The Shania won our last clock that we had, and that went into the... I had to queue. I know, me! I had to queue. I'm standing now for any moment now, the manager will come up and recognise me, for my extremely popular television broadcasts. No, no one. I had to stand behind people. Some with masks, like me. Some without masks. Couldn't believe it. And of course, who's in front of me? The bloke who wants to buy practically every different thing that's in the post office. It was funny, this line kept moving forward a bit, and then it stopped for about 5 minutes. I had to stand out there, Shania, just to post your blooming clock off. And the reason I had to stand out there was because I haven't got a padded envelope now. It went in a box, and it's too big to put in that little special drawer thing that they've got outside the main sorting office, which I normally cycle down to there, pop it in there, and then I had to queue. Queue, dear, me. Never been heard of before. That doesn't happen in Waitrose. I'm whisked in there. Literally, I open my car door and a member of this... Always nice looking lads in there. Have you noticed that in Waitrose? They only seem to employ good looking people. Have you noticed that? Anyway, as I get my car door, a boy appears in the Waitrose uniform and pulls the door and, "Good morning, sir," and ushers me in front of everyone else, because I'm a recognised person in Waitrose. Clearly not in the post office. Very disappointed. So I had to queue, putting my life at risk of... Achoo! Disgusting people with their germs all over the place. Awful, dear. So that's what I did yesterday. Once again, my numbers are not working. Let me just what if I refresh this? It might all suddenly go off air. Let's try. Go on, take a risk, Chris. Take a risk. Ooh. Yes, it worked. Thank God for that. She's very excited about the clock arriving. It may or may not arrive today, Shania. I got to the post office at about 10 to 12, and I didn't see a postman collect the stuff, come in and out of the post office. Well, it's part of the newsagent, while I was standing there. So I would imagine it went on the 12th. So you might, if you're really lucky, you might have it today. Morning to Shania. Hello to you there, Claire, I beg your pardon. Morning to Claire, there we are. So that's all posted off and ready to go for you. And then from there, I went for a little walk. And you can kind of get into the post office that end rather than this end. The forest that end rather than this end. So I went into the forest. I wasn't going to go in the forest actually, but where I went, there's like a bit of forest type thing. There's like houses, right? Then there's a bit of forest. Then there's a main road, and then there's the proper forest. if you see what I mean, right? Well, I'm going through this little bit of forest, sort of between, it's not, I don't know how to explain that, really. Don't know how to explain that. So you've got like a minor road, sort of minor road, where what leads to all the houses, and the road's off that, yeah? So how on earth do you explain that? Well, and then between those houses and a very busy, dangerous road, which is called 9 Mile Ride, there's a bit of land there. Not much, right? But you go in there, well, it's like you're in the middle of the forest, but you can still see the houses through the trees. I'm walking through there, talking to my mate on the phone. Oh, my God. And suddenly I came across a woman in a bikini laying in the middle. Well, I didn't know where to look. She had her earphones on and everything. And as I'm chatting away, and I looked down and she looked, I said, oh, I'm sorry, dear. She said, no, that's all right. Just randomly. How weird is that? I might try that myself. I might get lucky. Eh? What if I go down the forest? Perhaps I could go down the forest later on today, you know, when I finish the show. I'll go over there with my budgie smugglers, put those on and just lay randomly somewhere in the forest. How weird is that? I mean, she wasn't under the trees. There's like a little bit of a clearing. And remember, this isn't the main part of the forest. This is a little bit of land between one road and another. But there she was, just laying there, dear. Very strange. She weren't like, you know, she got reasonable looks as well. Nice shape she had. Very strange. Oh dear, talking of sunshine, Claire's taken all her vegetable plants into the sun yesterday for the first time and brought them all back in again. It's too windy. It's very windy. Oh, black flies. Spray, my darling. Oh, where's my pen gone? You need to spray, Claire. Get that spray out, my love. Morning, Colin. Morning, Colin. Yes, please, send it again, Peter, and I can get that on there for tomorrow because that'll be at the top of the list then. All right, you need to spray them, Claire. Don't worry, dear, about the insecticide. Just get them sprayed, my love. So that was the lovely day yesterday. I didn't walk as far as I usually walk because I checked on my mobile phone, and I only did yesterday 5,980 steps, which is about 2.5 miles instead of my usual 4 miles. So very, very disappointed there, but I got a bit hungry. Because the post office, where I had to queue up, risking my life for Shania yesterday, the post office took up a little bit more time than I thought it would. It's not like cycling to the delivery office and just dropping it in the drawer. So there we are. As I say, really lovely day yesterday, nice and warm. This morning, completely clouded over at the moment and very windy. And the wind started last night. It started last night. I was woken up this morning at about 5 o'clock. By the birds, because I had my windows open last night, by the birds singing. Really loud last night. Beautiful. That's not a complaint, because it for some reason the birds seem to wake me up, and in particular the wood pigeon noise. I find that very, very soothing. Woo, woo, very, very, woo, woo. Can you do that? Perhaps it's a little bit lower than that. Woo, woo. Is it lower than that? Woo. I seem to be changing keys there. Woo. Oh, talking about changing keys there. I don't know if you saw our mass last night, Shania. Canon Simon. I can't believe someone who can sing so many different lines in so many different keys. I've noticed, because actually I didn't tell you this tonight, while Canon Simon is doing the mass and we're watching it on the live stream, the hymns, I play along to them. Seriously. And as the hymn goes on, he gets lower and lower and lower on the octave on the in the key range. Have you noticed? He does. Very strange and mysterious. Good. Now, where was I going with that one? What were we talking about? Can't remember what we're talking about now. We're talking about the lady who was sunbathing. Shania once saw someone sunbathing on her car. Oh, that must be hot. You imagine sitting on that hot metal. Not a pleasant experience at all, that was. John's caught the sun. He's been out in the backyard. Excellent. I'm a healthy colour. Look. I'm probably, I don't know if I'm more brown. No, there you go. Look, that's probably browner than my face there, isn't it? That's really very brown indeed. Can you see how the back of my hands have gone all funny? This is because I keep washing them all the time. I don't know if you've noticed that. I would have thought I would have got used to it by now, but every time I wash them, that's how you tell someone's age, right? That's all very well. But wait till you do. Can you do this, Shania? Look. Oh, dear. Look at all those wrinkles on that hand. Hard work, that is, my dear. Hard work. Morning, Tony. That's hard work, that is, dear. You know, we're not going down to the job centre and signing on because we're too lazy to get a job. No, I don't think so. Hard work since I left school, my loves. Yes, exactly. Washed my sheets yesterday. They're all nice and clean now. What else have I done yesterday? Let's have a look. Oh, yes, the chair. The garden chairs. Okay, so I fixed them a bit better now, and I'm going to finish that off today. What I've done is put some cable ties around where the kind of cross bit of the wood is, where the back would normally... How am I going to explain this one? So if that's the back of the chair, right, there's... That's where the bit of material would be. That's the back of the chair, and it should swing like that. The trouble is, the thing's too tight, so it's pulled that like that, and it won't swing. Well, it will swing one side and not the other, because one of them's stopping like that, but the other moves, and it feels really odd. So what I've done is now fix that into position with cable ties and some a gun stapler, so that's now like that. It doesn't go back or forward, which is better. So, but where that bit is there, I've realised I can put a screw through there, or maybe better with a bolt. So that will stop it moving completely. Because, of course, the cable ties are all right temporarily, but eventually they're snapped. So a little bit more of Chris Reardon's DIY today. And you know how good I am at that. I bet I get the hole in the wrong place. Guaranteed, dear. Even if I mark it with a little pen, the hole will be in the wrong place. Dreadful. Was watching the BBC Breakfast this morning. Who was it today? Naga was on there this morning again. She was being particularly pleasant to everyone this morning. I don't know why that was. A little bit like myself. Always pleasant to people. You know me. Always pleasant to people. And they had a little video from Theo Prophetis, I think his name is called. Now, you would remember him on Dragon's Den. He was I think he's Greek guy. Greek or Cypriot, one of those. Got that kind of Greek skin colour there, and the name Prophetis, it sounds Greek, doesn't it? With the glasses, and he's now got this grey beard. No, I just think he's added like 20 years to his life by having that sort of grey beard on there, which is a bit shame, really. But nevertheless, and he was saying, they were talking about the online shopping and everything, and he says, and I think we all know this anyway, that online shopping, this is it now. You know, the shopping is only going one way. It's moving more online than it is people going in shops. Now, don't get me wrong here. I love walking around certain shops. John Lewis, I love it. Harrods, I love it. I don't necessarily have to buy anything. Harrods, Selfridges, I particularly like Selfridges. I like where you can move from one department to another and just look and touch things. Even in Harrods, if you've ever been in Harrods, you will know they have little handbags sitting up. Obviously, must have cameras and things like that watching them, and perhaps special alarms and things like that. But there are bags all over the place, like ladies' handbags. And I picked up this, and you can pick them up. You can just pick them up and look at them like that, okay? No prizes on them. And I picked up this absolutely delightful looking handbag, which was to get from my sister, right? And it looked like a greenhouse. This handbag actually looked like a greenhouse. I would imagine it wouldn't have been glass, probably some sort of plastic. But it really looks like, you know, you could open the little door and put plants in there. Although far too small to do that, of course, because it's only... and it was small. How big was it? Probably about the size of that iPad thing. Okay? Maybe a little bit bigger than that. But it just looked like a little portable greenhouse, like an ornate one. So I'm looking at this, and there's no price on it. I wonder how much this is. You know, I thought, well, it might be about 300 quid, something like that. Pfft, add a nought to that, mate. And more. I think it was something like £20,000. I kid you not, for a handbag. This handbag, and I'm like, you know, I didn't want to look like I didn't have the money. And I'm going, well, yes, that's nice. What is it? It's £20,000 that one, sir. Oh, okay, right. Well, Do you know, I don't know if she's going to like this or not. Well, yeah. I'll ask her, see what she thinks. Thanks ever so much. And quickly walked off. I went in Harrods. Yeah, this is years ago. I went in Harrods years ago. For the first time, this was with my mate. We're just wandering around in there, and I came across this duvet thing that was hanging up, you know, in the bedding department. And I was after one. I was after I beg your pardon, not a duvet, you know, that under thing. Oh God, what's that called now? You know, the thing that you sleep on, that thing, to make it softer, that thing, right? So we came across one in there that was hanging up. My mate's gone over there. He said, "Here, look at this one, Chris. This is quite nice." And he give it a bit of a shot and starts banging it like that. It's really soft, this is. Woman's come running over. "Can I help you, sir?" "Yeah, we were just looking at the over thing." God, what are they called? Completely forgotten what they're called now. Mattress topper. Mattress topper. There's a mattress topper. "Yeah, we're just looking at these. Do you do the king size one?" She said, "Yes, we do." I said, they're down feathers, are they?" I said, "Oh, I'm not keen on that." I said, "I'm a bit into the animal cruelty thing." "Oh, no, sir, they're all very carefully sourced and all this. Starts at £20,000. For a mattress topper. £20,000 this thing was. So we all quite like walking around in shops and picking things up and things, but you know it's going the other way. It's all too easy to sit here like I do regularly. I want something. First place I go is Amazon, and I click on there and I see if I can find it. Then I'll do a quick search on Google as well to check that Amazon is the cheapest, which it isn't always. It was my brother, my niece's husband that told me that. He said, always check a search on Google as well, because it's not necessarily the cheapest on Amazon. And I go on the Amazon, and that's it. I just push a button, and the next day it arrives in a little cardboard box or something, or a large cardboard box, depending on whether they run out of the small ones or not. And you'll know what I mean by that. Everything arriving in these massive boxes. You open it up, so it's covered in paper, and there's a little tiny thing in the bottom of the box, isn't there? You know, so that's the way it's going. The one thing I really didn't do was ordering my shopping online. Never did that up to a few weeks ago, when I didn't want to go into shops or anything like that. So I was trying to do this, and as you well know, I had terrible trouble getting a delivery slot. Eventually, I got one, and that was all well and good. And I just assumed, because I'd never done it before, I just assumed you'd go on like the Tesco's website, or in my case, Morrison's, Iceland, something like that, and you'd be greeted with a list of products and sizes: baked beans, 2 kilograms, tea, 2.4 kilograms, and all that business. That's what I thought. But I was completely wrong. There are pictures of the items that you want to buy. It's very, very good. And I can see myself perhaps at some point going and doing this, because it's so easy. And they tell you, a couple of hours time slot, what time the bloke's going to come. They tell you your name and everything. And there's no need to really leave the house. That being said, I do like to browse around a supermarket the same as I do around a department store. I don't know if it's the same for you, but it's incredibly easy and actually quite nice. And you click this thing and your money isn't taken until the day. And it works very well. Very well indeed. And that Thea Prophetus was saying on the telly, he said, make no doubt about it. Shops are in decline. There's nothing we can do to stop that. He said it's all moving online. And the virus itself has moved this forward by about 5 years, he reckons. He thinks it's moved it forward by 5 years. So if you thought those shops are going to close in like 10 years' time, no, it'll be 5 now, because of all this. And we're getting used to this. People are being forced to order stuff online, especially when places are closed, like B&Q. Now, when you couldn't go into B&Q recently, or Homebase, Wix, places like that, their online stuff, I believe, was still open, so you could have the stuff delivered. Well, people will get used to that. And you know how lazy people are. They don't want to go out the house, most of them, dear. They just want to sit there playing the computer games and drinking and eating, Well, this will make them even. Once you've done it a few times, you're thinking, do you know what? That's so much easier than having to get in the car, go down the road, using your petrol, and the effort, the terrible effort when you get to that car park. Have you seen them going around and round, waiting for a parking space that's near the door so that they don't have to walk the extra 10 feet from a further away car parking space to the door? People are terrible like that. I come in, I park straight away. First thing I come to, even if it's the other end of the car park, it takes an extra 10 seconds to walk that distance to the door, doesn't it? Unless, of course, you're buying something heavier, which I can understand that. Most people are in there for like a tin of paint or a pencil, something like that, aren't they? You know, but people will be used to it now. After this whole virus thing, they're going to think, well, you know, I've been ordering stuff online. I'll carry on doing that. More people out of work then. So I think he's quite right, old Theoprophetus. And it was nice to see him. He was one of my favourite people on the Dragon's Den. That's a programme I like, Dragon's Den. Do you watch that one? I quite like that one. Morning to Rachel today. Ash, Amazon is very clever. They charge you for Prime. Then we all feel that, well, because we have paid Prime, we should use it. So because of that, they can charge a little more knowing you'll buy it. You could be right with that, Ash. I never thought of that, to be honest. I never thought of that. I never thought of that, yeah. I mean, it is. It's so convenient. It's so blooming convenient to be able to do that, isn't it? Morning to LaBelle. Hello, LaBelle, my darling. Your greenhouse purse. I'm in the upper right corner of the bedroom closet. Have you got a greenhouse purse? Yes, please. You want one, don't you? I like it. £20,000, Rachel. If you was my friend, I might buy you one. I like the sound of that, having a bag that's worth £20,000, don't you? I haven't bought a purse. I haven't. Oh, look at all those love hearts from the bell this morning. That looks pretty, doesn't it? Thank you. Your emerald blue grim of English magic. Thank you. Good. Okay. Tax. One of my favourite subjects here. Tax. Oh, Peter said, convert the empty shops into places for the homeless. Better than them sleeping outside. Yes, they will find other things to do with the shops, I'm sure. A lot of them seem to be converted into like small gymnasiums and things like that, don't they? Endless coffee shops. But they're expensive. You know, I've always thought Starbucks, Costa Coffee, they're expensive coffees. You go to the States, right? Like New York, but virtually everyone's selling coffee there. And it's a reasonable price. In the States, everyone drinks coffee, all walking around with these cardboard things of stuff, you know, coffee and that. But here it's incredibly expensive, I think, to buy coffee and what have you. Anyway, so that's it. So tax. Now you may remember I applied for a tax grant thing. Okay, as a self-employed person who has regularly paid his tax, I understood that I might be entitled to some sort of tax grant of up to 80% of your wages. So they will look at your self-employed certification thing that you've been sending in and the tax that you've paid over 3 years. And then I think they average it out and then you get 80% of that, a 3-month payment. Sadly, not eligible. No money for me. Poor. No money. Dear me. Very, very disappointed with that. But never mind, you know, I applied and got turned down. That's how it is. The reason being I've got properties and they pay rent. So that's the reason for that. Okay? They ask you all a few questions and that. And then, well, no, actually they didn't ask any questions whatsoever. That's wrong. The only questions they ask, you go on this website. It's incredibly easy. I couldn't believe how easy it was. You type in your national insurance number. If you're self-employed, you'll know about this, but to explain to other people, you have to make what's it called, a government gateway, right? So you've got to sign up to that first and create your government gateway. So you go on the internet, it'll ask you various questions about yourself. It wants to know, it's trying to work out who you are, and then I think you need either your passport or your driving license, something like that. You type it all in, and then it'll either say successful or something like that. So there you are. You've now created your government gateway, right? And you go on there, you find the self-employed section, and you type in your national insurance number and your... Oh, what's the other thing now? Tax reference number. So you've got an old tax form somewhere at the top there. It'll say your tax reference number is. That's it. So you type in those two things, and then it comes back immediately with an answer. We're sorry, you're not eligible for this grant. Oh, I was so disappointed. So disappointed. But there you go. That's okay. As it was there, I thought I'd apply for it and see if I was eligible for that one, but not. But never mind, dear. Maybe next time. I'm very, very disappointed for that one. Okay. LaBelle hates that shops will be gone. Shopping used to be a special occasion. Well, I've been in Macy's. Wonderful. Macy's is a bit like, I wouldn't say it's a Harrods. It's more of a Selfridges, Macy's. Yeah, I quite like that. Morning, James. That's quite good. That's quite good in there. Macy's, lots in there. I had my campfire stew for lunch yesterday. Bit hot in that weather yesterday with all the chili and all the spices, but very delicious. What's that button thing? Oh yes, now you know this little thing here, this wonderful gadget that my brother, I must say, my brother-in-law and sister do choose some excellent presents for me over the years. It was this year, which was a complete surprise, and that's how I change my pictures and things on here. Look, if I push a button, let's have a look at that one there. I go over there, you see? Right. If I push a button again, I'll come back to you there. Okay? Or I can run little videos and things like that, see? There you go. Right. That's the opening video there, starting up there. So I do it all from here. But it's full up. It's full up. They do a larger one, okay? But the larger one it's quite expensive, I think, the larger one. It really is. But it's a hardware thing. I've discovered last night that they do a one where it's I mean this would be ideal at the caravan because I don't do so much at the caravan, but I have on here bingo buttons, raffle buttons, quiz buttons. Do you see what I mean? And I basically run out of buttons on there. Now, I've discovered two things, one of which is the up deck, right? Up deck, right? Look. And that gives you all those buttons. And I haven't looked into it yet. There's two things. There's that one. Not only has it got all those buttons, it's actually got 5 pages of them. All right? Now, I'm never going to use 5 pages, or at least I don't think I would. So I looked into that and I thought it's a little bit complicated. I was showing my nephew this last night on our regular nightly FaceTime call. And he said his best friend, I think, Paul McIlroy, has got one of these, right? So I sent Paul a little message this morning. Do you use this? And he says, I don't use that one. He uses Touch Portal, which apparently is very similar to that one. And he said it's incredibly easy to use. So I'm going to have a look at that later. I'm quite bemused, actually, how this, right, with no wires connected, can control my software on this computer that I'm using to talk to you on. Very clever, though. Apparently, the two connect through your Wi-Fi, and literally that's how it works. Whether or not I use that instead of that and take that to the Lincolnshire Television Studio Complex, I don't know yet. I might be able to use the two in conjunction with each other. On the other hand, if there's a lot of buttons on here, it might be better to put them all on here. But that would make things a little bit easier. And it is so much easier than having to scroll up and down. Because in front of me here, I have a whole list of things. Like camera 1, camera 2, Bracknell night opener, Bracknell day opener, 3 cameras, quiz. And I have to scroll up and down all the time. And it's a little bit clunky. Over here, quite often, I kind of, just a quick glance down. Because, if I was up here a lot, I mean, I think I am up here a lot, sort of 5 or 6 times a week, aren't I? But if I was up here a lot, then eventually I suppose I'd be able to feel my way around this keyboard. A little like, perhaps like someone who's hard of seeing learns to do the braille and all that. And you kind of know where the buttons are as you move along, something like that. Good morning to Reese Davis. Streamdeck offer an iPad app. No, I don't use Streamdeck, Reese. No, I like OBS. I'm on OBS. Morning, Adam. Adam the plumber joining us. Is it Sean's birthday today? Okie doke, excellent. Is he here, Sean? There's Sean there. Well, as you're live, Sean, as you're with us live, you get the happy birthday live, my darling. You do, my love. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sean. Happy birthday to you. Oh yeah, baby. Happy birthday, Sean. Big happy birthday to you, darling. If you're with us live, you get that. LaBelle says, just get the larger one, Chris. No, we have to cut back, LaBelle. Austerity, my darling. We don't know how long this less money coming in will last for, my love. Shania's busy sorting out the food cupboards, keeping it clean. Good girl, my darling. Morning to Mandy Davenport there. Government Gateway, Peter. Don't forget your password, nightmare. Oh, I did. That's the third one I've set up now. But I have a special book. I have a little book now. So it's hidden. Don't be breaking in my house and looking for it. It's very well hidden. My secret book of passwords. I write all my passwords down now. I have very, very important. I've said this before. Morning, James. I've always said this before. Make sure you have a different password for everything, right? Very, very important to have a separate password for everything. Don't use the same password. Seriously, you can get into terrible trouble. And no names. Don't be using, I don't know, like Fran Green 662. Or Peter Paliwoda 194. Too easy. What you need is a string of letters and numbers. A, small b, capital L, 1, %, J, small k. That's what you want as a password. All my passwords are like that now. I spent some time, it's difficult to do it all at the same time because there's so many different passwords. Just as you go along, every time you open something new that requires a password, change it to something like that and you'll be as safe as houses. Seriously. All right. No, I can't, LaBelle. No, I cannot spend the money on myself like that. It's outrageous, LaBelle. Dear me, you must be one of those people that just goes around and buys things randomly, do you, darling? Didn't watch any television yesterday other than a couple of the news bulletins. My mate keeps watching. Who's watched? It might have been John, actually. Has anyone watched Ricky Gervais's, oh gosh, what's it called? Living something? Oh God, comedy programme on Netflix. Ooh, nearly swore. Nearly swore. Isn't that funny how an automatic thing shut me down then? Did you notice that? Did you notice that? Something automatically within me stopped me swearing then. It's like I have a filter. Andy is sending in a £2 super chat. Oh! Life is worth living, Andy. Let me give you, free of charge, 2 pink raffle tickets for that. For next Thursday's... Oh, they're the peach ones. They're the peach ones. Here's the pink ones. Thank you, Andy. £2 super chat means I can give you 2 free tickets for next week's Super Chatters raffle. Super Chatters raffle every Thursday, boys and girls. Okay, only for the Super Chatters. And their tips get them some free raffle tickets. 244 and 245 on there, Andy. What's the prize next week? Let me put them in our Super Chatter ticket retention unit. Bing. There we are. That's the prize next week. One of our brand new mugs. And you can't quite see it there. That says there, I'm a Chris Reardon winner. UK Lockdown 2020. You can't buy these, I'm afraid. They're only for winners. Only for winners, okay? So that's the prize next week. That's white on the back there and pictures on the front. The bloke did say, do you want pictures both sides? And I'm like, no, just one side, please. Thank you very much. So they're the mugs, okay? Maybe you'll win next week, Andy, or maybe it will be someone else who has sent in a super chat. So thanks very much for that, young Andy. Diane Jeb joining us this morning. Morning, John Parrish is trying to get Sherry to do some vlogs. Any tips? Just be yourself. Be yourself, okay? Afterlife. Thank you very much, Andy. Afterlife is this thing on Netflix by Ricky Gervais, and my mate says it's hilarious. He said there's one scene where this little kid comes along and shouts pedo to him. And I've already seen this, you see. I think it was on YouTube. This little kid, now I've got to be careful because there's a bit of swearing in this. This little kid, like Ricky Gervais is out, and this little kid comes along and says, "Oi, pedo!" Like that. And Ricky Gervais says, "What did you say?" He said, "Pedo!" He said, "Now listen, you little ginger F," he says. He said, "I'm not a pedo, and if I wasn't, I wouldn't fancy you, you fat little ginger effer." That's the sort of humour I like. So I must give that a watch. Ricky Gervais's Afterlife there on the Netflix. All right, it's black comedy, is it? We like black comedy. Anything that pushes the boat out and offends anyone, I'm very happy with, I'm afraid. We can't spend the money, LaBelle. You can't take it with you. Well, I tell you what, LaBelle, perhaps I'll spend it on a Streamdeck instead of coming to New York at some point and visiting you. Are you happy with that, lovey? See? We got to hold some back for a rainy day. And God knows it's pouring at the moment here. Pouring, dear, pouring. Adam needs the mug in his life. Oh, Adam says, let's start a GoFundMe page so I can buy more buttons. Excellent. His stickers what did you get with the stickers? Was it just stickers? They've arrived yesterday, placed around the house and in the car and one in the shrine. Yeah, we like the stickers. I've got my stickers. Where are the stickers? Here we are. There we go. 2 for £1. There's the stickers, my darlings. All right, if you want any of those, 2 for £1. And don't forget, if you buy anything, okay, on the whole merch thing, every time you buy something, for each £1, I also give you a Super Chatters raffle ticket. All right, so if you get 2 of those for £1, I'll give you a ticket as well, and that goes in for the Super Chatter raffle on Thursday. All right, we need a blank side on the mug so we don't have to look at your ugly face. Don't want putting off our tea. Well, don't buy one then, Mick. What are you going to buy one of then? You put your beautiful wife on there. Right, okay, so that's it. I was watching, my sister messaged me last night while I was out in the garden dealing with the trying to fix my chairs better than I did on the first time. I got a message from my sister saying, "Oh, we're doing an online quiz tonight." And I thought, oh, another online quiz, I thought to myself. Anyway, so she sent me this link, which didn't work. Surprise, surprise, because my sister's not very good at the technology, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, I sought out this web, and there he was live, and I thought, let's have a look at this. She said, yeah, we're all doing it here. Okay, so I put it on, quite excited, and there it was. I think it's called the virtual quiz. Now, there's an awful lot of people now doing quiz nights online. A lot of people. Some people who have never really done anything like this. All sorts of... I saw a child doing it, which is always marvellous to see sort of someone young seeing perhaps someone else do it and then having a go themselves. I like seeing stuff like that, right? Anyway, so I've logged on, and I've got to say, the quality of the picture was astounding. I don't think he's using a webcam at all. Now, I know you think this is quite a good picture, but it was better than this. It was like watching the telly. It was that good, really. So my guess is he's got probably a proper camera that he's got, because you can do this. I could do this. You know, you get a proper camera like for 500 quid or something like that, I suppose. And then you get another device and plug it into that, and then plug that into your it has to be a powerful computer, it has to be said, and you'll get TV quality picture. And the sound quality, fantastic. He had a proper decent microphone, similar to my own here, in front of him. And it looked really good. It looked really good. And as he read out the questions, he also had them written out. So they would come up on the screen, perfect in front. But I'm afraid there was no sparkle. Now, you'll know what I mean by that, LaBelle. Oh, my God, Adam the plumber's now sent it. He wants a mug. Look, he wants a mug. If I win the one, then I can put the sticker on the blank side and make my mug unique. That's a good idea. Anyway, I'll just write out your tickets there, Adam. And there was no flair. That's all I can say. It was a bit bland. It was a bit like watching The One Show. Do you know what I mean? There was no flair, and it didn't get my attention at all. And I rang up my sister. I said, "Is this the one here?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, you must be joking." She said, "It's good." I said, "Yes, he's reading out the questions and people are writing the answers down and it looks fantastic and it sounds fantastic, but there was no flair. There was no excitement in it." Let me try and give you an example there, okay? Let me try and give you an example of perhaps how I do something. All right, question number 2. Where is the River Thames? Where is the River Thames? Any idea where that is? Mick's not quite sure where that one is, are you, Mick? There we are, James. Whereas here we go. Question 2. Where is the River Thames? All right. Where is the River Thames? There's the difference. There was no flair. I like a bit of flair. There's your tickets there, Adam. 246 to 250. We'll win you one of these wonderful mugs. Brand new into the studios of United Kingdom Talk, the mugs. And so for me, it was just too bland. And then, right? So talking to my sister on the phone, out the corner of my eye in the screen there, I saw nephew Jimmy Butler playing with his girlfriend and my sister and my brother-in-law in the room. And I said, "Is Jimmy playing that?" And she's like, "Yeah, they're playing it as well." And I'm like, "Why don't you play my quiz then?" "'Cause I talk too much." That's what he said. My own nephew, stabbing me through the heart. My hard work. Couldn't believe it. Stabbing me through the heart, my nephew. Wrong, dear, wrong. So there we are. But some people like it like that. My sister spoke to me on the phone afterwards, and she said, "But these people who are watching it are probably hardened quizzers, if you see what I mean." She said there's a lot of people playing. Now, you know, we get about 40 or 50 people playing our quiz on a Tuesday night. And I thought, what does she mean by a lot? I bet there's about, I suppose he's got about 250 people, playing. So I had a look. 164,820. 164,800. So you must be doing something right. What am I doing wrong? Is that what people want you to just sit there and looking bored, reading out questions? I don't get it. I remember, it's funny, it's similar with the karaoke. A friend of mine, Simon Keane, he often, it doesn't say, he puts, I keep missing all his blooming messages, unfortunately, because he puts them underneath the show rather than an email or a phone. I keep meaning to look at them. I always forget to do those ones because they come in after the show. Usually he watches the recording. And anyway, I remember him saying he used to do karaoke nights, right? And you can do a karaoke night with flair, or you can just sit there and just call out names and look bored. I'm sure you've all been to karaoke nights like that. Okay, Mick's turn next, please. Mick, come see. Nothing there. There's nothing there. Give us some blooming entertainment, dear. You know? And Simon had this problem where he was doing his karaoke night. He'd throw in the odd gag now and again, and they'd just shout back at him, "Oh, can we just do the karaoke, please?" Miserable people. They just want to sing the song and nothing else. You know? Sometimes you try and entertain and people are just not listening or looking. And I've seen this with drag queens as well many times. You know, where all that effort, working out jokes and stuff like that, they're on the stage and all people want to do is shout back abuse at them. Or they're not interested. It's funny, isn't it, really? But there you go. Each and every one to their own. It wasn't for me. That being said, it was enormously popular at 164,000 pounds. I nearly died when I saw the numbers on there. Not jealous. No, not jealous. Not jealous. Just don't understand why I can't get anywhere near that. But there you go. One of those things. Doesn't matter really. Spread the word on TikTok. Oh, that's a good idea. I could do that, couldn't I? Claire. Are you talking to Ash? I've got a River Thames near me at Walton-on-Thames. Think there's another one at Richmond. Serial quizzers, like serial murderers, but more interesting. Oh dear. Right, morning to Adrian Richardson. Good morning to you. Where's the River Thames? It's in loads of places. There's a lot of them. There's lots of River Thameses all over the world. I'm sure there is. All right. The quiz is on Tuesday night. 8 o'clock is quiz night on Tuesday. We like to have a little bit of a laugh, though. We don't just read questions. We have a laugh as well. And that's what life is to me. It's all about laugh. All about laugh. Right. Loads of stories for you today, boys and girls. And let's, I'll tell you what, let's, can I just refresh that page again? It still doesn't work properly, that. I don't know what's going wrong with that. That must be a YouTube fault rather than a fault at my end, because I can't see what's going on at the moment, strangely enough. Yeah, there we go. That's better. That's working now. Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. Did Peter send in, was it Peter sent in the thing? Yes, he did he? There we are. Okay. Right, let's just, I'm going to put that on there. I'll tell you what, because Peter sent this in yesterday and I forgot about it. Let me put Peter's thing on the screen there. Hang on, I've got to do something. Well, what have I got to do? Let's go to studio mode. That's it. Right, so you won't see this, won't see me doing this. I'll put Peter's thing on there, Peter. And then we can read out his thing. Oh, sorry. Hang on, Peter. Okay, so I've got a picture and a little story from Peter today for you. I will require, what should we say, 18 likes. There you go. Let's go under the 20 today. 18 likes to see Peter's little thing today, gang, which is of quite of interest actually. So if you want to see Peter's picture and the little fines, £1,000 fines for quarantine flouters, it says here. All right. Quarantine flouters. Yes, sorry about that, gang. I was trying to transfer the picture from one to the other. Obviously, I can't do that while we're on. So forget that. Forget that. There's no picture to show you today. You'll have to wait until tomorrow. All right, my loves. Daily Mirror. Police could enforce spot checks at people's homes with £1,000 fines for quarantine flouters. Oh, yes. Home Secretary, and I quite like this lady. I know she's not popular with some people. Priti Patel. I like Priti Patel. She is strong. She is very, very strong. I like that in a leader. Doesn't mean that you have to agree with everything they say. You know, I like Priti Patel is a strong lady. I could see her as being Prime Minister at one point. I could see that. Anyway, Home Secretary Priti Patel is expected to, Team Priti, is expected to outline the new regulations at Friday's briefing, but the draconian step has been slammed by some, including some within the Conservative Party. International travellers, including returning British people, could face police spot checks and £1,000 fines if they fail to self-isolate on arriving in the UK. Well, the whole idea of that is to stop the virus going around, isn't it? I don't see a problem with that. And they're now saying that people could be visiting in their houses. You know, the police could turn up at your house if you're going out when you're supposed to be quarantined for 14 days. It's for everyone's benefit, not just yours, and yours as well, really, when you think about it. But I don't think that's going far enough. Police visiting houses? These people need to be dragged out into the street and beaten in front of people so that they don't do it again. We need weapons, boys and girls. The police need tasers. That's what needs to happen to these people flouting the lockdown rules. They just knock on the house, and then the door opens a little bit. The police kick the door. We want all this on video as well. We want all this on video as well. Okay? They need to be kick that door down, and then dragged out and tasered. That's what we need. Tasered. That we need to be tasered. Look at Mick moaning there. That was unprofessional. Unprofessional. So I've done something for someone else which hasn't worked, and you've immediately pointed that out. Thanks very much for that, Mick. Really appreciate that, yeah? Wow. Wow. I've tried to do something for someone. Oh, how unprofessional. Very, very disappointed. Very disappointed, Mick, with you. Yes, dear. No, dear. Just a moment, please. Where are... That's thrown me off. Stop looking at the messages. Right. Yes, they need to be dragged out there and beaten. Beaten until they go into submission and tasered in front of people. We need the videos and we need to make that into a nightly show. Preferably replacing the one show, I think, boys and girls, because that's far too bland for me. All right, so that's the quarantine thing. If you go away, looks like we're going to have to stay indoors for a while. Let's have a look. In the Sun today, fast orders. Fast orders. Pubs and restaurants could reopen now without risking a second coronavirus wave, a top scientist has claimed. Now, a University of Oxford professor, Sunitra Gupta, insists that there is a strong possibility the hospitality sector could exit the COVID-19 lockdown without endangering the public. Now, I mention this because we've seen in the newspapers a few different ideas of how they're going to kind of separate people, if you see. It says her claim comes as bars across the UK and indeed the world have taken advantage of an easing in the rules, which allows them now to serve drinks in takeaway glasses and bottles. I think outside on little tables and things like that. Pictures posted on social media show people downing their first drinks from the locals since 47,000 bars and pubs and bars were closed on March the 20th. So there we are. Now, one of the things someone has tried or is going to try is a cafe owner, again in the Daily Mirror this morning. And it's so simple. It's so simple. If this thing is coming out of people's mouths, right? A cafe owner has literally put up shower curtains between tables in a bid to combat the virus. Now, this sounds a reasonable idea to me and cheap. Very cheap to do something like this, isn't it? This bloke who runs a cafe in Worcester hopes to inspire other businesses after installing more than 30 of the shower curtains. He's installed dozens of shower curtains between tables in a bid to get his place open again. He says he hopes his idea can inspire other businesses desperate to reopen after months of uncertainty. Now, I mentioned on the show a few shows ago a pub which has now fitted plastic screens, and he said it didn't cost him that. I don't know how much. It sounds an expensive thing to me, but this pub owner said it didn't cost him that much, and he literally put in the screens between little tables, if you see what I mean. So table there, screen there, but clear screens, or perhaps I assume they're plastic. They wouldn't be glass, would they? Glass would be really expensive to do, wouldn't it? And then there's also, and very heavy and all that. So he's putting these screens like this, like that, and the tables are kind of back a bit like that, and that stops the virus travelling. If someone coughs, well, it's not going to go through the screen, is it? Presumably, they would have people going around cleaning the screens. Maybe not as easy to do that with a shower curtain. On the other hand, I suppose, I mean, I don't know how much bleach you have to put on the thing to kill this stuff. After you just give it a good spray, and that's it, isn't it? Is that how it works? Do you need to do anything else? Once you spray bleach on something, is that it? Like it's dead? Don't know. The businessman used more than 30 shower curtains as dividers between tables in a trial phase during lockdown and has more on order. He's originally from Colombo. Where I came from, we don't sink. We stand up and we keep going. That's a fair comment. The idea is to keep people together but separated by the curtain. It actually looks, I've got to be honest, it does look a bit odd. These plastic curtains hanging out all around his place. They don't go right down to the floor. They don't need to, do they? You know, they're kind of at sort of waist level. They come down that far. But it looks like you're in a hospital or something like that, to be honest. It does kind of look like you're in a hospital or something like that. He says if it's inspired people, it's brilliant. The businessman also plans to put an air purifier in an effort to protect customers in the coffee shop. Now, with an air purifier, is that the thing that sucks in air and chucks out good air at the other end, like pollen and that, doesn't it? Whether or not it works for viruses, I don't know. But you could have, I suppose you could have above every table. Be very expensive to do, I'd imagine. If you own a business, some of you may probably, I'm sure some of you own a business or two. And when you put in air conditioning in a business, you know how expensive that is. So presumably, I don't know if it would be, maybe not, because you haven't got the unit to cool the air down. If you've just got like a unit to suck it out, but it would have to be quite powerful, wouldn't it? I mean, you wouldn't want to go and sit at one of those tables with an extractor above your head if you had a wig on, would you? Or people with long hair, if the extraction is that good, it would be standing up like this. You'd be looking like one of those little trolls that you used to be able to buy. You know those trolls with the coloured hair? My niece has got long hair. She'd be sitting there, all her hair would be pulled up into the extractor. And if it was extra long, it might get caught up in the fan. Like that. It says, while he also plans to provide gloves, he's encouraging people to bring their own masks, and you can wear one of those as well. On the subject of the mask, I must say, the other day when I went to Lidl, I had this mask on again. I'm kind of getting used to that now. I hated having a mask on my face before, getting that hot air come back, especially if it's hot, and you breathe out and the hot air just comes back at you. But I've kind of got a bit more used to that now. It says we expect Professor Joshua Banfield, director at the Centre for Retail Research, says we expect large retail businesses to now be looking exactly how many stores they expect to operate in 2021 and beyond in order to trade successfully moving forward. So there we are. That's the news there. I know that our John Lewis isn't opening again in Reading. That's gone now. That's gone, which is a great shame. We went off there. And on a similar subject here, in today's Daily Mail, how about a car wash for supermarket trolleys? Putting the whole virus thing aside, if we're all washing everything and washing our hands more and everything else, surely we're going to be good at avoiding other things as well. Perhaps the common cold, stuff like that. Rachel's got one of those Dyson air purifiers. Having the dog and birds, the air can become dusty. Did it make a difference to your life having that, Rachel? I ask you because my mate's got one of those, DJ Chris, who you've seen singing at the karaoke. I have a FaceTime with him every night now. We've become quite close, funnily enough. Me and DJ Chris. Every night he either FaceTimes me or I FaceTime him. And he's just got one of those and he loves it. And he's got the same as you. He's got the Dyson one, so $299 or $399. Not a cheap piece of kit, to be honest. But the word Dyson probably says to you the same as it says to me, quality, and it's going to work. So has that made much to your life there? Peter, how about a mask with built-in straw? Yes. A mask with built-in straw. I like that, yeah. Yeah, because I don't think you can get it from your drink, can you? Trolls will come back in again. Absolutely, Fran. They'll have that little air sticking up like that, won't they? I think we're all gonna become less ill because of this. You know, that's one of every cloud has a silver lining. We're washing our hands. You're going to get less colds, less flu, less everything. If you treat everything like this as we're being told to do so, surely that's going to be good for the whole population as a whole. Do you think? Morning, George. John's got a troll. I won it in a grab machine at the fun fair. Did you hear my grab machine story yesterday, John? If you didn't watch yesterday's show, it's very, very funny. Anyway, a car wash for supermarket trolleys. Now, that must be covered in germs. All those nasty, scummy people touching that trolley before you. No one here. There's no scummy people here, my darling. It's the others. The others. It's the non-believers, darling. It's the non-believers. Well, It's a car wash for supermarket trolleys that emits an antiviral spray. Could help the UK avoid a second coronavirus spike. The mobile clean trolley contraption, which already has been distributed in mainland Europe, can make 30 trolleys virus-free in less than 30 seconds. Isn't that great? This is great. The trolleys. Why is this funny? It's a really sensible thing, and yet it's funny. The mobile clean trolley contraption, trolleys are easily moved through the machine, and it's sprayed with a viricide, which is a chemical agent that kills viruses, including the coronavirus. Hundreds of the machines a week are being sold already in Germany, where they've been rolled out at supermarkets, including Lidl and Aldi. We are fans of Lidl and Aldi, aren't we? We are. So cheap. So cheap. I went in there. Where was it? I've been going to Lidl recently, and 2 great big carrier bags for the shopping for like 20 quid. Yeah, if you'd have gone to like Tesco or Waitrose, somewhere like that, that would have been 40 or 50 quid for that lot. So cheap, and decent quality food as well. It's all the same. It all comes out the same factory. I knew an area manager from Aldi, very good friend of mine. I haven't seen him for some years now. And I asked him, I said, the quality of the Waitrose food, for example, is it the same as yours? And he said, Chris, it all comes out the same factory. Different labels on. Different labels, you see. Video footage shows a long stock of supermarket trolleys being sterilised and delivered back to the trolley bay, safe to use for the next customer. This is great. The contraption could be key to reducing the infection rates at busy supermarkets, which are being heavily relied on during the lockdown. Yeah, and as I say, not only that particular virus, all sorts of other stuff, diseases, which you don't want to pick up. You've probably picked up a few over the time, things like colds and stuff like that. Surely we'll be less susceptible to these things if this sort of thing comes in. I think it's an excellent idea. Clean Trolley was invented in Holland and is being distributed in Britain by a Lancashire-based company called Wilkinson Mobile Catering. The company claims the machine is more thorough and efficient than the current method of a retail assistant wiping the trolley by hand. Well, you're never going to get it properly with a cloth. You've got to have a spray. It's a bit like the lily beetles, Claire. If you had to go around with a cloth and do each leaf, not going to happen, is it? Quick spray, whole plant done. So much better. I think that's brilliant. It's quite a large machine. I don't know how much they are. Is there a price on how much? I mean, would they... Here we go. Clean Trolley contains... Oh, no, it doesn't say. It says it contains a 10-litre container and mixed with water, the viricide, ratio of 1:4. It should easily last a full day's operation, and the viral mix can be reordered for 30 quid. So it's about 30 quid a day to have one of these machines filled up with stuff. It doesn't say about how much the actual machine is. So that's interesting. But a great idea, I think that. A great idea. That's a great idea there. All right. You heard the story about Dad and his kid over the bath. Do you know what, Peter? I've just got that. Here, look. I've just got that. 2 days ago, I was taking my car out for a drive because you're supposed to move it now and again. I didn't know this. My neighbour says you want to move your car now and again, because otherwise the let's have a look. Where is it now? There it is. There's my SO app there. My SO app. There it is. SO app. There you go. Look, I've just got that now. Oh, hang on. Touch ID. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Chris. Can you see that? Good morning, Chris. Look. And that's it. And I've got my, I think it's connected to either American Express or Apple Pay or both of them. I don't know how it works. I've not used it yet. So I've just got that. Yeah, because there's the garage I go to. I mean, I wouldn't normally go for a long drive to get cheaper petrol because you just use the money in petrol. But my neighbour says you want to move your car now and again. Otherwise, the tyres can get sort of flattened a bit, which isn't good. Perhaps some of you, anyone, I better say the ladies or the men. Who was it who got up? Yeah, I said I was being sexist because I said only the men know about DIY things. So does anyone know anything about that? Can the tyres get a little bit flattened if the car's not moved for a long period of time? Yeah, very worrying. Adrian, that trolley cleaner to humans as well. Suggest a few people to go through that. Yes, I think you'd be the first one, to be honest, Adrian. You could be going through one of those, mate. Dear me. Oh my God, Rachel's going to go get a Dyson hairdryer. How much are they? 300 quid? Dear me. I went in Argos looking for... Excuse me, can you help me with a hairdryer? The boy behind the till just looked at me and laughed. Rude. Rude. Gav out and about. You've got a new name, Gavin. Look, Gavin's got a new name there, have you? Yes. Excellent. You don't know about DIY. No, I don't know about DIY. I know nothing about DIY. Useless. Useless. There you go. The tyres will be flattened with your weight gain, you cheeky git. I can't see you ever winning anything ever again, Mick. Might as well give up now, mate. Don't bother asking for a raffle ticket or anything. You're not going to win anything anymore. Sean is going to float her over. Oh, he's got cake, is he, as well? Flat spots on the tyres. That's exactly what my said. Dad's at war. What's this? Dad's at war. That's a new one. Dad's at war. Good morning, Dad's at war. Welcome to this strange, mysterious show that we sit here doing every morning. Months for your tyres to start going down like that. I wouldn't worry yourself. No, not down. Not down as in the air leaking out. Just like a flat spot on the tyre. Don't the sides of the tyres have bits of metal in them or something? Do they? And it was just suggested to me that it needs to be moved sort of not necessarily every week, but I don't know. I don't know really. Tyres can go flat. Brake rubbers can corrode. Thank you, Joan. And of course the battery goes flat as well, yeah. So I was going to go down there to the Esso, and I got so far, there was this massive queue of traffic because they're doing a lot of roadworks at the moment. I suppose this is a good time to do it. Well, not anymore. Roads have got busy again. Have you noticed that? Yes. Yes, the roads have got busy again. So, yeah, I was going to do that. Okay. Good. Right, what else have we got here? Who sits up in bed watching YouTube videos and then realises 2 hours has passed? Not guilty. But I think Rachel knows TikTok. Yes. Terribly. It's terrible, terrible, terrible. That is TikTok for keeping you up late at night. It really is. Well, YouTube in The Sun this morning has launched a new virtual bedtime setting aimed at stopping users from watching videos too late at night. It lets you set off reminders at specific times to stop watching videos and go to bed. It's so easy, especially not so much the YouTube with me, although I've been known to sort of flick up YouTube because I can connect it to my telly. And then I sit in bed watching church hymns, actually. I watch church hymns sometimes in bed, flicking around on the YouTube. Sometimes my brother-in-law's videos, all sorts of stuff. But more for me, TikTok. We need this on TikTok, Rachel. Parents can set the alert for children, but it's also handy for adults who struggle to self-isolate, self-regulate. You can set start and end times in your settings, and you can even decide whether or not you want to alert to interrupt a video or wait until it's finished. If you're feeling rebellious, you can dismiss or snooze the reminder. Snooze. Snoozing the reminder. The new feature is available from today on iPhone and Android and will be rolling out to the users in the next few days. So I don't know if that would be something that's useful to you. And it's on there already, apparently, it says. It says, remember, this is a mobile-only feature. It won't work on a desktop. Sign into YouTube, then it says... Oh, I'll tweet that for you because that's got the instructions on there. My Twitter is Chris Reardon UK. All right, I'll also try and put it on there for you now, so that if you've got YouTube, you might find an interest in doing this. All right, hang on. So let's tweet that. And where's that video box? There it is. There somewhere. pull that down there. Hang on a minute. Let's put that there. There's the instructions for doing this if anyone's interested. Is that going to work? John's been watching 9/11 on Sky Witness. I don't have Sky. Is that good, is it? About firemen. Some very... Oh, you're just watching it for the blokes there, aren't you? Dear me. John's got a chauffeur. Have you really? I'd love a chauffeur. LaBelle, I do with YouTube. I love it. She's on it all night. Keeps her up. Yeah, it's the TikTok that keeps me up, and I think Rachel as well, maybe. Morning to Charlie Ray. Hello, Charlie. Morning, Charlie. Charlie does TikTok videos with his sister. Mate, do you know what my favourite one is, Charlie? And I cannot get the tune out of my head. Rachel knows what it is, don't you? My mate knows what it is. Da, 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 da. We love that one. You've got to get your mum to do it, Charlie. I love it. Dad's at war. It would need to be as flat as a pancake for that to happen. Oh, really? So if it's pumped up, you reckon it wouldn't happen? Some people reckon it would happen. So interesting. Difference of opinion there. We like differences of opinion. We always like differences of opinion there. All right. I might have to just sign up to Sky to look at the firemen. I don't know that. Find it on YouTube. I don't know. What else have we got here? Yes, we really need that on TikTok. We need that all night long. Flick. It's just so much fantastic stuff on there. And everyone's on there. You got the really good looking young people. You got old people. You got disabled people. People with clear disabilities that just go on and do their thing. That's why it's so fantastic. And you get some awful trolls. There's some blooming awful trolls on there. I've had a couple of dodgy comments. The only thing with the TikTok, you cannot remove the comments. You can if you made the comment, but I can't remove like a comment that I don't like. You know? Or something that might be abusive. There was one awful one on there. One, I don't even know if I want to tell. It's not directed towards... I will tell you. There was a little girl with Down syndrome on there. And the first time I came across her, it was not her, it was her mother. It was her mother. And her mother came on. She says, I want to talk today to the trolls that has been sending me some really horrible message, right? And she had screenshotted this message, right, of her child with Downs. This sort of thing makes me really upset. Really upset. This child with Down syndrome who had been doing TikTok videos, and someone's comment was, is it human? Why would you do that? Why would someone do that to someone's... You couldn't make it up, could you? Some really horrible, nasty, vicious people out there. Horrible people. The comment was, is it human? And, you know, you just want to go around these people and rip their heads off, don't you? You really do. Horrible. And I came across another one yesterday. It was a little baby. Not a nasty comment, just a video. This couple's little baby. And it's got a load of face missing. You know, like here... There's like only half its nose and all that. And I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, that's such a cute child. You know, what made him, or I don't know if it was a him or a her actually. I can't remember. I wonder what makes your body do, when you're making a baby, do different things to people to make them perhaps be a little bit different to some other people. And I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at the comments, and again there was some awful comments on there. You know, there should be I know there's free speech and all that, but I think there's a line there. Just awful people like that. Yes, you can block them, LaBelle. You can block people like that, but you can't. The comment remains on there for other people to see, from what I gather, LaBelle. So if you block them, that comment will disappear from your screen, but you can still see, like, you might be able to see 5 comments you might be able to see with your eyes 5 comments, one under the other. Then you look over onto the comment section and it might say 26. Well, I can't see the other 26. You can't, but I think other people can still see those comments. But I just don't get that, why people would want to do something like that. Disgusting people. There should be a law against people like that. Awful. Awful people. Anyway, I do make a point, actually, of every time... And they just come up. You don't search for them. They just literally come up. I'm sure you've seen some, Rachel. If there's someone who's a little bit different, I always make sure I give them a little heart. You know, because that means a lot to those people. Probably more that it does to them than it does to me. I'm not bothered really that much about likes and numbers and things like that. But for someone like that, that might be they've discovered something like TikTok and put their work into it, you know, and they've done something. Doesn't even... The fact that it might not be any good, irrelevant. Irrelevant. You know, for you to give them a little heart on there will make their day. Sadly, for you to put a nasty message, which I know no one on here would do, would absolutely destroy them. And I don't understand why people do that. Sad, lonely people sitting in their bedrooms. Oh, what nasty message can I send today? Disgusting. Good. Okay, let's do another story. Now, where are we all going to go to the toilet when we go to the pub? Gents' urinals could be scrapped. Under plans to open pubs. The urinals are going to be scrapped. Well, I'll tell you what, thank God for that. I hate it. I hate going into a pub or a public toilet and having to stand next to someone having a wee. I really hate that. I always try and find a lock-up so I can close the door and lock it with several bolts coming across it. I can't stand it. Standing in a urinal. Oh, it's disgusting. Whoever invented those things? We want a little lock-up, please, if you don't mind. Gents' urinals could be scrapped under a new plans to open up pubs post-coronavirus. It emerged yesterday. For more than 150 years. Oh, Charlie's got 314 TikToks on follower now. Excellent, Charlie. Keep going, mate. Keep going. Charlie's a young lad, incident. How old are you? Is it 12? Maybe not. No. You must be around Harry's age, I would imagine. 8, 7, 8 or 9. You're one of those. Let me take a guess. You are 8. Am I right? Am I right? It says no. I think you're right. Actually, I think you're older. No, I reckon you're 10. Are you 10? Are you 10? Anyway, it says here, for more than 150 years, men have been standing up in toilets in boozers, but thanks to social distancing, they are set to become a thing of the past. Good! Good! The idea is a draft proposal which will be sent to the government by UK Hospitality. As part of your risk assessment, we have a plan specifically for communicating and controlling access to customer toilets to ensure compliance with physical distancing rules. Or just take a bottle in with you. That's it, boys. Sorry, girls, this may not be for you, this one. Take a bottle in and go under the table. You won't even have to leave your seat. Charlie's 9 years old. That's not bad, is it? How many followers at 9 years old? 314. Just imagine how many you'll have when you're 19. You won't be watching this rubbish when you're 19, Charlie. You'll have moved on to something else. Shania is very sad because she's not the youngest person on here anymore. Unlucky, Shania. But on the brighter side of things, you'll soon have a clock. Examples of where we are. Cleaning regimes for toilet facilities should be more frequent than under normal circumstances, and using disinfectants and sanitizers are effective against bacteria and as well as cold and flu. Yes, so I would be very pleased about that. I never ever liked standing at urinal with several other people. Oh, it's awful, and they stink, don't they? They smell horrible, those things. Peter is 7. Are you 72, Peter? I had no idea. I had no idea you were 72 there, Peter. Good God, fantastic. My friend, I think Ray Reynolds is 73. I think he's got the crown of being the people with the most years here. Not sure about that. Morning to Trevor Campbell. He doesn't mind using those toilets, or they're not for me, Trevor. Terry, good morning, Terry. Chris, stop being so miserable. There's nothing nicer. Oh, it's awful. Oh, no, I don't think so, mate. James Humble is 15 on the 3rd of June. Okay. You make sure, I don't think you're on my Facebook. You make sure you're on here on the 3rd of June and we'll sing to you, James, all right? We always do that for people. Okay, Charlie is 9 years old. Use a bottle, as I said there, under the desk. Everyone desk. Rachel, everyone looks at our daughter when she was a baby. She had a big black and blue lump covering her left eye, which was a birthmark. It's gone down now and left her partially sighted. Bless her little heart, darling. Bless her heart. LaBelle reckons the urinals are cleaner than the toilets. Well, you wouldn't touch them, yeah, so you're probably right there, actually. You're probably watching. John's watching the Golden Girls again, are you? Good. I don't think I really watched. I watched occasional ones of those. Try the toilets at Glastonbury. I don't think so, Paul. I don't think you'd ever get me in there, even if you paid me. Oh my God! They're not even proper toilets, are they? They're those portable things, and they fill up. They start overflowing. Oh my God! An overflowing toilet. How awful! If you don't use a lot of toilet paper, flush it in between. Do not fill up your toilet ever with toilet paper. And then you flush it and the water starts coming out. Oh my God, it's coming over! Here, far, wherever you are. A whole new meaning to the film Titanic. Dreadful. Dreadful. What's your nearest river? Oh, you talked to Sean there, okay. No, I wouldn't be going in the toilets there. Those of you that... Oh, I have got one picture to show you today. Thank God. There you go. All your likes weren't in vain after all. I've got one picture to show you today, boys and girls. Dallas. Who likes Dallas? I miss Dallas so much. I miss Dallas. I want Dallas. I really like the reboot of Dallas, which was about 4 or 5 years ago now, which unfortunately stopped when JR died. Larry Hagman, of course, who was also in I Dream a Genie. Do you remember that? Da 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 da. Very similar to the song da 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 da. What is that? Does anyone know what that song is? Ba 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 ba. Does anyone know what that song is? Anyway, brick by brick, Dallas Decoders Lego tribute to Southall. Dallas debuted on this day. Now, this was a couple of days ago. This was April the 2nd. Okay, so it's about a month old. This Dallas debuted 42 years old ago in April. And I can think of no better way to mark the occasion than with another Lego tribute from my husband, Andrew, this lady writes. After creating a Sue Ellen portrait made of his childhood Legos and a Who Shot JR playset, Andrew has now built his own Southwark, complete with mini figures, I suppose that is, to represent the Ewings and all their friends and a few of their enemies too. Andrew spent a long time designing the house, carefully considering details like the... Do you like Lego? I love it. I love Lego. I've got a few Lego. Charlie, are you still with us, Charlie? Have you got Lego, Charlie? He spent a long time designing the house, carefully considering details like angle to pitch the roof. It took him even longer to build the thing, especially since he had to track down some of the more obscure pieces online. Charlie, did your mum watch Dallas at all? Ask her if she used to watch Dallas. Here is the picture of the Lego set of Dallas. Wow, look at that. And it really looks like him, doesn't it? Don't you think that really looks like him? And there's the Southwark Ranch there. I think you can still visit that. Perhaps LaBelle would know that. Do you know that, LaBelle? Can you still visit Southwark? That is on my list of places that I'd like to visit. Southwark. Really. It says, in addition to recreating the outside of Southwark, including the arch over the driveway, which you can't see there, he also made the swimming pool, patio furniture. He also foyer, dining room, bedrooms of JR, Cyril and Bobby and Pam. Fitting all those rooms into the house wasn't easy, so you can actually open it all and See that? Just type in Dallas Decoder and you'll be able to see all those. Oh, so your mum didn't watch Dallas. Okay. Okay. Used to love it, dear, I tell you. Is it a tune just called TikTok? I don't know. I don't know. I asked the question because, I mean, if you had time, you could send me in videos of you doing it. I mean, we could show the videos without the sound, but I don't think it would be the same, to be honest. Mum didn't watch Dallas. How disappointing. My sister loves Dynasty. Auntie Sharon loves Dynasty. Yeah. I like the pictures at the beginning of Dynasty. You know where it goes like it goes like that, doesn't it? It goes like that. Especially for Mix, I'm singing for me today. There you go. Siren beat. Is that what it's called? Siren beat. Thank you. Let me write that down. And what I might be able to do is find versions of that don't actually use the music. I doubt it, though. We might not be able to do that. My show in Lego, Peter. There you go. There's a challenge for you. Create the show in Lego. Okay? Create your show in Lego. All right? Chocolate eggs. Chocolate eggs. 2 chocolate stories. Ready? The National Trust is looking for homes for thousands of chocolate eggs left over after its Easter egg hunts were cancelled due to the pandemic. And they look like Cadbury's ones. Cadbury's chocolate Easter eggs. I want them now. I want them. Gary and Stacey, my nephew and his wife, and their family. Gary sent me 5 chocolate Cadbury's Easter eggs, like individual size. I had one, and they lasted 5 days. Hey, see? I wasn't greedy, Claire. I only had one a day. No need to be greedy about things like that. More than 30,000. But it's not as many viewers as that bloke had for the quiz yesterday, is it? More than 30,000 box eggs were delivered to the National Trust for Scotland by Cadbury for its egg hunts before the lockdown began. Staff have donated around half the eggs to hospitals, food banks and community groups around Scotland and now want other groups to contact them if they can use the treats. Oh, it's groups. It's not us. Not us poor mortals. You know, I'm starting to get, the shakes from not having chocolate for so long. Withdrawal symptoms. I am. It's terrible. Which have been used by date of July. NTS estimates that if it's stacked on top of each other, the original 30,000 eggs would have been 3 times the high of the tallest trust peak, which is Ben Lawyer's. He says it's absolutely heartbreaking to have to cancel our Easter egg hunts this year, and we weren't able to welcome the tens of thousands of people who usually come. As well as being the biggest weekend of the year, Easter marks the start of the season for many of our properties. But given the problems, we've had to put everything on hold and nothing had been open. I think some of it's open now. 30,000 eggs don't eat themselves, and our operations teams have been finding places for them to go. I mean, it's hundreds of them. Hundreds of them. You can get in touch with a team if you know a group. webnews@metro.co.uk, it says. Oh, hang on. Get in touch with our news team by mailing us. Oh, it's not the National Trust. So perhaps you've got, maybe you volunteer for something, do you? Something like that. Okay, you could contact the National Trust and perhaps suggest where they could send some of those delightful Easter eggs to. We like Easter eggs. Morning, Carol and Dave. Mick's still got 12 Easter eggs there. Wow. On the same subject of chocolate, in the Daily Mirror today, Cadbury's have finally confirmed where in the kitchen you should store your chocolate bars. You put yours in the fridge. Chocolate does go, not off, but funny. I've occasionally, not very often, the last bar I bought was actually from the newsagent where the post office is. I bought this bar of chocolate some months ago now. I took it home. I opened it and I noticed it had gone slightly white. And I ate it. No, it had changed. There was something not right with it. It was actually horrible. Didn't like it. So I think chocolate does change. It's bad news for people who like to put theirs in the fridge. When it comes to food storage in the Daily Mirror, most items come with a guidance on the packet. But some people have their own preference to where things should go. For instance, tomato ketchup, once opened, is supposed to be stored in the fridge, but many people like to keep it in the cupboard. A similar debate often arises about chocolate. For some, cold chocolate comes from the fridge is the only way to eat it, although you can break a tooth on that, can't you? Others would find that disgusting. If you've ever wondered what is actually the right place, Cadbury has finally confirmed once and for all where it belongs. Cadbury Australia settled the debate where they were asked questions directly, and they say chocolate should always be stored in a slightly cool, dark place, such as a cupboard or pantry, with a temperature less than 21 degrees centigrade to ensure the quality isn't compromised. Now, I think I've been in a couple of shops before and it's been incredibly hot. You remember that summer a couple of years ago? We went into B&M at Skegness, and I took in great nephew Harry and great niece Evie. We went in together, and great niece Evie, that's it. As soon as the sweets appear, she grabs my hand. Uncle Chris grabs my hand and drags me towards the sweets. Uncle Chris, can we have some of these? Can we have some of these as a treat? Oh, yes, of course you can. So she chooses the chocolate, right? There you go. Okay, we'll go to the till. Can we have another? No, you can't have another one. One is enough. One is enough. And then the face goes down. She puts on these tears, and there's no tears. And I look, let me see, no tears. And she comes out of it like that as well. That's when you know they're not really crying. Anyway, so we picked up this chocolate and it just went like that. It was so hot in there. It was so hot in this B&M place in Skegness. All the chocolate had gone really soft. I think possibly that's why it doesn't work. Michael can't eat chocolate. Oh, really? Gives him a migraine. Yes, I've heard that before with other people as well. I've heard that as well. Peter's wife has joined the National Trust. 200 quid, is it? Oh, God, that's a lot. Yeah. Yes, so that's where you're supposed to do it. Below 21 degrees, dark place such as a cupboard or pantry. It was in response to a user, someone who called Bruno, who had created a definitive list of what belongs in the fridge or the cupboard. So there's your answer. Don't put it in the fridge. Too cold. Poor little chocolate. You don't like getting cold. Claire's partner's lost 24 pounds in lockdown. Wow. Fantastic. She's doing all the shopping. No cakes. Oh, no cake. I haven't had cakes for ages. Honestly, I haven't. About 4 weeks ago, I had my last, and it was two of those, what are they? Little, I think they're pink cakes with a bit of icing. Pink, yellow, Mr. Kipling's. There's about 6 of them in a box. They're long, white icing on the top with squiggly lines, I think, and a little sponge underneath. Oh, they're delicious, dear. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Dogs mustn't have toilets. You're right there. The nosing is called laxed that you like on TikTok. Oh, I don't know that. I don't know that. Right. LaBelle, they never get any sweets from Nanny LaBelle. Suffer, kids. Yes! Suffer! Morning to Michael Lawrence joining us today. Let's see. Have we got... what have we got here? Those of you that... I'm on Instagram. I don't really use it very much, but it looks like the copyright police are on there now. Get ready to ask for your raffle tickets. We'll do the raffle after one more story. Claire, get my you're not pink raffle tickets, dear. That's for the super chatters. Peach raffle tickets we got this week. That's coming up very shortly. Ask now for your raffle tickets, and then by the time I've done the story, all your requests to be there. Those of you that do Instagram, well, it looks like the copyright police are onto them now. An Instagram update will warn users if they're violating copyright rules by playing music during live videos, stories, and other posts. And I've warned you about this before. You know, the very fact that you might put on your YouTube, Facebook, something like that, I do not own the copyright to this, no infringement intended. That means nothing at all. That means nothing at all. okay? It really doesn't. You're still breaking the right. You're not allowed to play music from other people. End of story. I'm putting a disclaimer that you're still doing it. You see, you're doing it. And it's pot luck, really, whether you get taken down or not, to be honest. Some people get away with it, other people don't. It really is pot luck, but you're not allowed to do it. Any users thought that using your music in this way will receive a pop-up notification saying their post could be taken down. It says, if you don't own the rights to Sin in the Sun, if you don't own the rights to a piece of music you're playing in a video or have permission to use it, then you could be breaking copyright law. This can also depend on the length of time you play the music for. Now, I always thought it was even just a couple of seconds, but this is what it says here. These notifications are intended to alert you. What on earth was that noise? Oh, what's that? Oh, okay. These notifications are intended to alert you when our systems detect that your broadcast or uploaded video may include music in a way that doesn't adhere to our licensing agreement. So Instagram's clearly has some sort of licensing agreement as well with these recording companies. Instagram reiterated that the policy surrounds unlimited use of music in stories, live videos, and when posting live music performances on your main feed. If you're only using a short clip of music in a post, then you should be fine, but not necessarily. Instagram stressed it wants to encourage musical expressions while still upholding agreements with rights holders. That's very wishy-washy, isn't it? It says although music is launched on our platforms in more than 90 countries, there are places where it's still not available. So if your video includes recorded music, it may not be available for use in the locations. Now, I have to say, YouTube is probably the best one out of all of these for this sort of thing. They seem to have all sorts of agreements in place. Now, when I was able to stream my karaoke nights live, I would often, at the end of the night, I'd have this list of copyright problems but that was okay, according to YouTube. And it says, a copyright notification on this. We have an agreement with the owner to monetize this. You may find adverts appear this. You need to take no more action. And virtually all of them come out like that. All of them. Occasionally you'll get one that says this video has been blocked because you played this, what you want to do, and you can mute the sound or replace it with something else, which would look really odd if someone was singing and they got a completely different piece of music there, but YouTube have really got this done well. Facebook, not so well at all. And this is the problem, you see. You can be singing away or doing something and suddenly your stream is gone. It's been taken down by the algorithms or whatever it's called. All right, so that's how it works there. Got one more story for you today. Let's do your raffle tickets first. So, boys and girls, remember you need to write down your raffle tickets, okay? Make sure you write down your raffle tickets. John says, lemon slices. They are those ones. I can't remember what they're called now, the ones I was having. But anyway, let's do the raffle tickets. Fran Green, this is for Monday's raffle. Fran, 235. Thank you, Fran. Fran Green, 235. Colin K, 236. 236 for Colin. Shania, 237. What time is your post, Shania? As a matter of interest. Morning, Maureen. 238 for Maureen. 239 for Peter Wright. 244 Diane Jebb. Adam LaPlumber, 241. This is for Monday's raffle, okay? Somewhere between 9 and 11 o'clock this raffle will be. Thank you, Adam. Mick Davenport, 242. Let's just scroll up there, my loves. Where did we stop? Mick. There we go. Colin Coates, 243. Andy. Oh, no, that's not a raffle ticket request. It's talking to each other. John Aiken, 244. Michael Lawrence, 245. Where's Michael? Tony King, 246. Sean Pye, 247. Our birthday boy this morning. Sean Pye. Terry Turner, 248. Andy, 249. Jason, 250. Have you got your magnet now, Jason? Should have had that by now. Rachel, 251. Right, scrolling up. Underneath Rachel is Peter Pallywood. Sounds rude, doesn't it? Where's Peter? Can I sing in the bath legally? Probably Peter. DJ Chris, who sings at the karaoke, I know he sings a lot in his house. Someone shot at his house with a air rifle, smashed his window. I said to him, it'd be your singing, mate. Shouldn't be laughing at that, should I? Okay, let's have a look. Is that everyone? There's Adrian. Adrian, 252. Claire, 253. Algorithms, thank you. Claire, 253. Labelle, 254. Post can vary. Oh, you haven't got it yet then, I guess. Okay. 25. Ross Herndon, thank you. Simon, 256. Ross, you were 255. Simon, 256. Peter, 257. Peter, did you see earlier when I tried to put your picture up here? Did you see what happened? Paliwoda. What's that? 1489, Charlie. What is that? 1489. What is that you mean on that, Charlie? What does that mean? Ticket for James Humble, 258. Remember, if you want a ticket, you must write ticket, please, so I know that you want a ticket. It's not just a number. What are these numbers you're shoving up there, Charlie? I don't know what they are there. If you're after a raffle ticket, Charlie, you must say ticket, please, all right? Excuse me. Magnet came Wednesday. Excellent, Jason. Excellent. It's there. Everyone's got this stuff except Shania. That should come today. I reckon today or Monday. Won't come tomorrow. We haven't got any more deliveries on Saturdays anymore at the moment, have we? Gosh. Okay, Diane, Jeb, what have I done, Diane? Have I said the same number there? Have I? Diane is 240. No, Diane 240. Tony King. Have we got mixed up with the numbers here? 240 you are. Diane, Jeb, you're 240. And John is 244. John Aitken is 244. What's gone wrong with these then? They're all there. Let's just read these numbers again, shall we? Just take a note of these numbers in case I've read them out wrong. 236, Colin K. 237, Shania. 238, Maureen. 239, Peter Wright. 240, Diane Jebb. 241, Adam the Plumber. 242, Mick Davenport. 243, Colin Coates. 244, John Aitken. 245, Michael Lawrence. 245, Michael Lawrence. 235, Fran Green. 246, Tony King. 247, Sean Pye. 248, Terry Turner. 249, Andy 90. Jason Hughes, 250. 251, Rachel Wheatland. Adrian, 252. Claire, 253. Labelle, 254. Ross, 255. Simon, 256. Peter Paliwoda, 257. James Humble, 258. Is that everyone, darlings? Have I done any more of those? Luke's Mowers. Morning, Luke. 259. Luke's Mowers. That's a new one. Welcome, Luke. Luke's Mowers. Charlie Ray, 260. Charlie Ray. Here's the thing that you win on Monday, okay? That's what you win, a fridge magnet on Monday, okay? You can only get one of those through winning the raffle there. That's Charlie, Luke, we've done Luke. Picture tomorrow, yeah. Magnet fishing the other day. Didn't catch any magnets. Paul and Lou. There's Paul and Lou. 261 for Paul and Lou. Paul and Lou. 261. Okay. You're all right with those tickets there? Wetlands, yeah. Wetlands. Isn't that where ducks are? Quack, quack. Right, one more story, and then we'll do today's birthdays. If I've missed anyone out, please speak now. This is in the Daily Mirror. Rose Greaves from New Zealand received a poison pen letter. Anyone ever had one of those? A poison pen letter? That's where you get a letter from someone or some sort of message, and it's not very nice. Rose Greaves from New Zealand received a handwritten note telling her that she's caused upset among residents since she moved into the neighbourhood 7 years ago. There's a picture of her. I wouldn't want to row with her. Do you know what I mean? I don't think you'd want to row with this lady. A grandmother has hit back at a neighbour who called her vulgar and vile in her letter posted through her door. Rosie Greaves from New Zealand received the note from an anonymous writer which said she has caused a lot of upset since moving into the area several years ago. She's brought down the whole tone of the neighbourhood. We've got a family in this road like that. I might try and get secret pictures to show you. She says that received a note from an anonymous writer, which she has said has caused her a lot of upset since moving into the area 7 years ago. The author claimed to have lived there for 23 years, saying that everyone else in the neighbourhood has saved their entire lives to live there, before accusing Rose of doing nothing to get her home. After calling Rose, who is Maori. What is that? After calling Rose, who is Maori. What, is that a different... Is it... Maori. Is that not a race? That's a race, isn't it, Maori? Maori people of New Zealand, or is it something to do with rugby? Is that a race? I think it might be a race. Ah, so it's racism going on here. They say she's an embarrassment to Ponsonby. They insulted the pathetic and vile items in her front garden. I wonder what she's got in her front garden then. Is there anything there? No, it doesn't say. I wonder what she's... Oh, there might be like religious things. Are they religious things? Because I'm after a life-size statue of Mary, I am, for my back garden. See, I am, honest. They told her, do Ponsonby a favour and get Housing New Zealand to transfer her. That must be sort of thing. The letter continued by saying, the language and level of vulgar display of disgusting behaviour that you produce is absolutely vile. God, what a nasty lot of people. I wouldn't want to live with this lot, would you? They concluded you are not liked and not welcome here. Ah, here we are. Unfortunately, this isn't the first time Rose has suffered racial abuse, and she's had death threats in the past. What, because she's a different colour? Awful people. I wouldn't want to live there, would you? Wouldn't want to live with these people. But Rose isn't having any kind of it. She's hit back at the vile message. Good on you, girl. She said there's no place for racism in Aotearoa. That's the name of the area. Aotearoa. We are an inclusive community and people like you need to know more people like me so that we come to like us. We shouldn't need to say that. How awful. What an awful lot of people there are. I'm glad I wouldn't want to live with that lot of people. Whether it was black, white or any other colour. Dreadful. Dreadful. Maoris are native New Zealanders. Thank you. So that's what that is. Okay. Do you know when you can go back up to your Lincolnshire television studio? I don't know, Michael. No. I mean, I can go there, but you're not allowed to sleep away from home at the moment, so that's the problem, really. Pointless going up there and doing, for like 2 hours, and then having to come back home again. That's just madness, that is. I suppose I could go up there, have my afternoon sleep, and then come back again. All right, good. I think we've done all the bingo tickets there. The Maori is a race of the South Pacific. Thank you, LaBelle. She's got nice skin colour. It's not like black. It's like just dark, isn't it? It's dark. Dark. A little bit darker, I would say, than, say, someone from Greece. Because they're kind of olivey. It's a bit like another couple of shades than that. All right? Well, why would you want to live with those people? Ghastly. Awful. Right, let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. Quite a few today, so here we go. Happy birthday on this Friday, the 22nd of May, 2022. Stuart Tyler, who I worked with at the Golden Lion in King's Cross some years ago now. 39 years old today, Stuart. Happy birthday to you. James, have you got a caravan? Or your parents, anyway. Where is that, James? Happy birthday today to Debbie Reeds, who's 47 today. Vincent Fioli. I can never get your surname right. He's one of our karaoke people. 58 years old today. Happy birthday, Vincent. Nice to see you pop up on there. Nathan Matthews. Happy birthday to you. Nice big smile on your face on your profile picture on the Facebook. James Keogh, 42. Morning, James. Happy birthday to you. Alan Jackson today, 62. Michy Moo, the lovely Michy Moo. Happy birthday to you, my love. Dieter Stemmer. Morning. Happy birthday. Andrew Armstrong. Can't believe you're 40 today, Andrew. Or I shall never forget you sitting next to me while I was DJing at the Long Island Tea Shop, taking the money from the people as they came in. What a giggle. Happy birthday, Andrew. And J.R. Bennett. Now, you might have seen J.R. Julian. He was on Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. You know that series? He had a little dog. That's Julian there, who I've known for many, many years. He's 45 years old today. Happy birthday to each and every one of you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Forgot the microphone again, didn't I? Forgot the microphone again. Yeah, Frostily Northeast. I've just looked that up, but I can't see that on there. So that's the name of the village, is it? Frostily Northeast Caravan site, is it? Caravan site, maybe. Let's have a look. Caravan. Oh, you've got several up there. Stanhope, Finburn or Hanley. Which one are you on? I like to have a look at the caravan. I love caravans. I love them, dear. I love caravans, all right? There we are. Oh, we forgot Sean. Happy birthday to Sean. Well, he got his personal birthday earlier on. He's not in with the rest of them, dear. Personal birthday. Thanks very much for the show today, gang. I'll see you again at some time tomorrow morning, usually between sort of 9 and 11 o'clock. Okay, whatever you're doing, have a lovely time, and thank you very much for watching and listening. See you tomorrow morning. Cheerio now.